Hi guys, welcome to Eli's Outdoor Adventures, and today I will be reviewing and explaining different baits and what they can do and how to fish them and what all the circumstances you would use that bait for. Let's get into it. First up, a fluke. Flukes are especially good because they help you with a drop shot. All you have to do is pop it up and it'll go like that. And you can use it on a drop shot, a Texas rig, and a weightless Texas rig. And it works really good. And the structure and circumstances you need to use it is hanging brush. Number 2, a finesse worm. A finesse worm is especially good for grass, rocks, and brush. It is especially good on a Texas rig and a drop shot. You can pull it through just about anything, and it's weedless. Number 3, a stick bait. A stick bait's good for wacky rigs because it gives that subtle presentation that fish is looking for. You cast and you feel, and it just like that went in the water column. And you can also Texas rig it for that weedless presentation. Number 4, a brush hog. It can be used as a Texas rig and a waveless Texas rig. It's especially good for thick grass and roots. Number 5, a Ned rig. A Ned rig is especially good for rocky and shelf-like structure. You can bounce it off the bottom, and these appendages will wave, and it'll attract the fish's vibrations in the water, and the fish will always come to it. Number 6, lizards. Lizards are good for a top water presentation on a weightless Texas rig. Fish will hit it like they hit a frog on the water. These appendages will wiggle and send vibrations to the fish, and most of the time the fish will always come to it. Number 7, a craw. Craws are especially good for rock, shell, and grass bottoms. You can Texas rig them, and they're like a bigger Ned rig. They'll stand up, and these appendages will wiggle and attract bass almost all the time. Number 8, a spinnerbait. Spinnerbaits are especially good for trolling through grass and trolling. You don't have to work it. All you do is cast and reel. And this Colorado blade and this red blade will spin and make flash, and you will always get bit because they use their eyes and they can see that flash, and they will always come to it. It looks like a schooling bait to them. Number 9, an Alabama rig. An Alabama rig is especially good for trolling deep water because these blades, they spin and they create flash. And the fish will use their eyes and see that flash, and they will come attack. And you also have more bait. And it's awesome for trolling and bringing stuff through grass. It's also good for bringing stuff off of rocks. Number 10, the Whopper Plopper. The Whopper Plopper is especially keen pulling fish through grass and pulling fish up from the middle of the water column up to the top because they're upward seeing and feeding fish. So they look up when they feed. So a fish could be in the middle of the water column, and this could be plopping along the top. And since it's looking up, well, like that, it'll come up and hit this, and you will almost always catch a fish on these whopper ploppers. 11. The spook. Spook works like a whopper plopper. Fish are upward feeding fish, or bass are upward feeding fish. So the bass is my hand, and this will pop on the water, and it also attracts the sound, and there's a ball inside of it, so you can hear that, and that will pop. It'll make noise, and since they hear, feel it, and see it, they'll come up and hit it. Number 12, the plopper. The plopper works kind of like a whopper plopper, but it creates a bubble and sound, and there's also a ball inside of it. And since fish were upper, that's my mom. Since the fish are upper feeding fish, they come up and they see it and they hear it, and so they attack it most of the time. And this is good for rocks and grass. Crankbait. Crankbait is like that. So when fish are in the lower part of the water column, and it sees this, and it stirs up dust like a crawfish would, trying to bury itself into the mud and the rocks, that bass will see and feel it trying to bury itself in the grass or in the mud, and that's my hand, and it'll just dig it up, and it'll make a dust cloud, and the bass will use their sight, and it'll rattle. And yeah, that's why I like to use a crankbait. The crankbait was number 13. 14, the chatterbait. The chatterbait makes a flash with its blade, and it makes a sound with its blade. It makes a sight, and all you gotta do is reel it, and it'll pull fish through grass and rocks. 15 is a jig. A jig will sit on the bottom, and these appendages will dangle and make vibrations in the water, and the fish can feel those vibrations, and they'll come to it, and you'll get bit on these because the fish can feel it. And then when they get close up to it, all you gotta do is drag it along the bottom, and kind of like a crawdad, it'll bury it somewhat into the dirt and make a cloud. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Eli's Outdoor Adventures. See you on the next one.